Good evening, everyone. So, hi, this is Jahanvi, and I'm currently doing my post graduation in museology. And this paper has been co authored by me, and the author is Rithik, who's been chairing right now. So, I'll be presenting it. And he is doing his post graduation in archaeology, and we're from Maharaja Sayaji Rao University of Baroda, Gujarat, India. So, let us start with this one. Our theme is exploring the socio-cultural aspects of snake worship in Kerala. You might all be knowing that Kerala is called the God's own country. The scenic views and backwaters do give a feeling that God legit live there. But what escapes our eyes is that people living there in Kerala are very religious. So the ancient rituals still remain intact here, and one such ritual is lighting the lamps at the tiny groves of snakes. Isn't it really fascinating? So, this ritual is also having some scientific reason behind it, like every other Hindu ritual here. So, starting off with the aims and objectives. So, it is to understand the development of snake cult in Kerala, the social cultural rituals associated with it, and also to understand the challenges. And by the end of our research, we'll be able to propose some solutions so that how we can conserve these sacred groves in the region of Kerala. Talking about the methodology, there will be specified regions. We'll be selecting the localities where we will be doing field visits, and also we are in the process of documenting and oral conversations with the locals living there, and also uh, thankful to our friends who are from Kerala and actually having their sacred snake serpent groves there at their homes, who have been providing us with the alleged information right from the place. So yes, so there are plethora of plots and temples in Kerala which are actually dedicated spaces for Naga. So basically, Naga is serpent, and Devta. Devta in Hindi it is Devta, and then we can say it Lord. So basically, this is called a Sarpa Kavu, where Sarpa means the snake, and the Kavu means the shrine where the serps are staying, the serpent. So a Sarp Kavu usually has a tiny snake idols smeared with turmeric, where a diya, which is the lamp, is lit usually every day, or sometimes it depends from region to region how everyone's rituals are differentiated. So these are very sacred groves and actually associated with a lot of strict rules, that one of them is not to visit the sacred groves often. So, and this is also a very big limitation for us to study this, as we are not allowed to take pictures, we're not allowed to document it much. People are not ready to do that because there are taboos associated with it. So, Indians from ancient India have been worshipping the forces of nature, animals, and trees. But snake worship is part of Hindu religion, and it is actually playing and plays a very important role in cultural as well as in the ritual aspects. So, talking about Kerala, in Kerala, animism, totemism, and nature worship are strong concepts. So, among these, the snake worship is also very important to these people. And there are several families who conduct rituals like Pulluva pattu to invoke the snake spirits and to get their blessings. So, some might be doing the rituals for their own benefits of seeking blessings. Some might do it as to worship them as the protector. So there are some legends as well as related to these temples in Kerala. So it started off with Bhagwan Parshuram. So when he threw his axe into the water, the sea withdrew itself, and the axe landed where this land of Kerala emerged. So this land was very saline, and it was not inhabitable at all. It was infertile, and that's how Parshuram prayed to Lord Shiva for a solution. And that's how he was suggested to seek the blessing and help of Nagaraj. Nagaraj is the king of serpents. So he went to the shore of Kerala and started doing penance to please Nagaraja. So while Parshuram was devoting himself and Nagraj was very delighted about that. So the Anant Nagraj appeared before him and said that our serpents will desalinate the soil by spitting their venom onto the floor. So it will make the land fertile. So that's how the people of Kerala considered serpents as their protector of lands. So, so most of the traditional Hindu families in Kerala are having Sarpa Kavus at their homes. So with this legend, there are two major temples associated with it in Kerala. One is the Vettikot Adi Moolam Sri Nagaraj temple, and so this is believed to be one of the first two snakes temples. Which was envisaged by Lord Parshuram, and the second one was Manarsala Nagaraja temple. So after this story continued that the serpents helped in making the land fertile, Parshuram decided to thank the serpents by giving them a piece of land to saunter undisturbed and uninhabited by human beings, so that they can have their own space because he was pleased that they helped them. So for this purpose, this land was given to these people, and that's how the Sarpa Kavu tradition evolved in Kerala. So it is believed that the idol for the temple was made by the Mysura, who was the Asur architect. And then this Vettikot temple was also blessed by the presence of Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiv. And the second temple, if we talk about, is the Manarsala Sri Nagaraja temple, also located in Kerala. So this temple has the groves as well as the temple, and they have a lot of serpent idols with them. And according to the legend, this place was also envisaged by Lord Parshuram and to please Nagaraja. And then the temple of Manarsala was established, and it was surrounded by a manjara trees. And when Nagaraja appeared before Parshuram, he agreed that he will be residing there eternally and bless the land with his presence. So this particular temple has been told and believed that this is the abode of Nagaraja, and this is where he uh, resided. So apart from these legends and histories and the oral traditions, apart from that, there's a science behind it as well. So as I earlier mentioned, that in Hindu rituals you will find some scientific connection here and then everywhere. So behind establishing these sacred groves was that since flora of serpent kavus is undisturbed and many exotic and medicinal plants are found here, because since there's a taboo that you cannot visit that place often, you cannot actually do the rituals every single day, and that's how people are staying away and not disturbing the flora and fauna. And this is how it established itself as a very exotic and a safe ecozone and ecosystem of land, that it helps in conserving the soil and water, and also a snake zone as well, since it's just for the serps. So at the Sarkavu, there's also an annual ritual called Sarpathullal, or the snake dance performance, which is also done by some particular people only who are called Pulluva. So it is also done in strict supervision. There are various rules and regulation people need to follow. That formation of rangolis, which is kalam, and which is formed for this occasion, and it should be prepared only with 5 colors, and these 5 colors should be derived from natural ingredients only. So there are a lot of other rituals associated, that there will be with each sacred grove there will be a presiding deity associated with it, who is worshipped either daily or on any auspicious occasion. So such main deities are associated with sacred groves are the goddess Durga. It is not only the male gods, but goddesses as well, and obviously the Nagraj. So sometimes according to the regions in Kerala it differs. Sometimes there are worshipped every day, and mostly it is like people are just lighting the lamps, because there's this ritual connection and cultural assimilation of the fact that if you'll actually disturb them or something, they'll put the curse on you and you will have something bad happening with you. And it has been proven by a lot of people with the stories, with the oral traditions. We get to know that okay, they need to follow this tradition, and this is why they don't allow any photography, videography, and documentation for these places as well. But at the same time, we need to focus on the fact that there are no major threats to these eco zones. So these were some rituals, and so every Sarpa Kavu is also associated with mystical rituals, stories, and some spiritually evolved sages who used to use the snake venoms as medicines. So the modern sciences may disagree over this, but this is how it has been and the culture there. So there are oral texts recited during these ritual procedures, and the main priest of the event moves around the consecrated floors and sits at the particular point. And basically, according to the oral conversations we had with the people, it's not like with these rituals they are charming the snakes, or they're not calling any snake charmers, they're not calling them to bless them with the presence. It's just they want to give back to them and show their gratefulness for the fact that they have been protecting them. So the serpents. So many of them we have discussed have told that even they've been living there for so many years, they visit it every day for lighting the lamps. They have not seen the actual serps or snakes over there. But how the belief carry on and actually maintain the ecosystem is very fascinating. So now I would like to talk about some threats. So there are major threats to these groves and their biodiversity, which includes the habitat destruction or degradation due to the number of developmental activities. There has been acquisitions of lands for constructions of buildings and roads, and also some invasions of alien species as well, because that's how the Sarkavus are disturbed. So we need to take necessary actions and do efforts to protect these groups so that we don't lose on our biodiversity. And also sometimes during festivals the grounds and everything are cleared, which actually affects the diversity and the herbs very drastically. So it also needs to be made sure that new plantation is also being practiced over the time. So some tree species which are natives from the native species should be encouraged, and introduction of alien species should actually be banned. So to basically conclude this, I can say that in modern day, concrete jungles, development of eco zones is considered as some environmental friendly approach. But little did we know that the ancient Hindus has been doing it since ages, and it has been a way of life. It was not something which they adapted or something, but this is how they have been carrying their lives out. So these sacred groves have been conserved as sustainable biological resources for us, and they serve actually as a very valuable gene pool because they have a lot of species of flora and fauna, animals, and obviously the serps. So and also this was considered the first major effort to recognize and conserve biodiversity. So since the ancient period, Kavu has been recognized as a source of medicines as well, edibles and other economically important plants for the natives living there. So these are a good abode to a number of rare, arid, threatened species which we cannot find anywhere else but at these sacred groves. So this is how we need to actually conserve and realize the importance of these, because now we are going towards constructing of eco zones, but why should we not protect the already existing great biodiversity places? So yeah, and that's all. And uh, also these threats are not like everywhere possible. So also the impact varies from place to place, as everyone has different rituals and practices differing from place to place. At somewhere, people are practicing, visiting and worshipping and doing ritual practices every single day, which might disturb the biodiversity. But on the other hand, there are some sacred groves where people avoid visiting that often, and which has resulted in a great conservation practice as well, because there's less of human involvement, and where there is less human involvement, we see great environment. So yeah, that's how I would like to conclude it. Thank you so much for patiently listening to me.